What's going on YouTube? Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is part 3 of basically reinstalling a foam surround on a 30-year-old speaker. And again, I bought my foam surrounds from Simply Speakers. And yes, I did pay for it. It's not a free commercial for them, but if they want to sponsor the video, hey, that would be cool. But here's proof that I paid $25.20. I sell stuff on eBay, so I had some credits. I'm like, hopefully I can find a seller on eBay that sells the stuff, but it came with the adhesive, and we've already installed the bottom part. So this lip here that you guys see, there's a lip on the bottom, and now this entire foam part is under the speaker and it's glued. So it is attached itself. I do recommend before you start attaching doing this step, let me get my tool here. That's this little curvy tool here. So before you put the glue here, you want to give yourself a good hour to let the glue stick to the bottom of the speaker, and then obviously wait, at least 24 hours before you actually install the speaker and use it in your car, because you just gotta let the glue sit. So anyways, this is again an Altec Lansing 693 speaker from 1986, and there is a seller on eBay right now selling them for close to 1,900 bucks. He's got them in the box, but I don't care if he got these in the box, man. If the foam surround is 30 years old, chances are it's trashed. So it's a very good video to show you guys the remaining steps. So part 1 of the video, we got off the old foam. Part 2, we did the bottom, and I guess I'll show you guys how that turned out. So that bottom surround is installed, and it's okay to have a little bit of glue there. No one's gonna see it. The important thing is that it's stuck on there and that it's solid. So again, you do that by putting pressure here, and then you take your other hand, your finger, and put it underneath, and just make sure that foam surround on the bottom, I guess that's called an edge surround install, is all good. All right, so now we're gonna do the easy part. Seriously, this is the easy part. So we're just gonna take our glue and we're gonna put it here where the old glue was and attach it, and we're gonna do that very carefully. Again, always have paper towels handy, and you don't have to go crazy. You don't want to get glue on the driver. That looks like, that's not, it wouldn't really mess it up. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to start applying the glue and we're going to start from this slot here, so that when we come all the way around, we'll know that that part's done. So again, nothing crazy, just a very, very thin line or a bead of glue. Nothing crazy, because this part also gets reinforced by the bezel on this speaker design. And if you need the little hook tool here, that was a whole $10 on eBay, in case you don't have the greatest of fingernails. So again, just a thin bead, and we're going to go over here. We're going to peel back this foam. I'm going to move my camera over so you can see what I'm doing here, but yeah, we're just going to and we want it under, we don't want it over. All right, so now we're going to go continue it here on this side. And again, I just like using the tool because I don't really have nails to kind of lift the foam. But so far I already did one. So I'm like, you know what? Let's make a video. Show others how to do it. All right, so when you're done with your glue, take the paper towel, clean it off. You can always use that for other installations, but they give you plenty of glue. I mean, I maybe used 1/8 of the glue in here. And it doesn't have an ugly, strong smell, nothing like that. So now we just want to take our fingers and just kind of set that in. All right. And because this particular type of speaker already has the bezel, which goes directly over it, you don't have to wait for the glue to settle. So there we have it. We're now going to flip the speaker over. And we did make sure that there wasn't any excessive glue sticking out on the inside, because that would not look very eye appealing, although it really wouldn't make any difference to the sound. I mean, if you're sloppy, you're sloppy, but before the glue is setting up, you want to definitely, if you get any access in the inside edge, obviously take care of that. But like, as you can see, this speaker, you're never going to see any of that glue I put on there. So now we're going to flip it. And remember, in part 1 of our video, we put our screws in a little thing holder and we put it off to the side so we wouldn't knock it over and have to hunt for screws on the floor. So we're now going to take our screwdriver and our screw, and we're just going to put the bezel back on. But all in all, the actual, like, if you doing stuff, maybe takes you 15 minutes, but I'm doing it slow to show you guys step by step. But like I said, I didn't really want to mess with this because I'm like, rather just pay someone to do it at this point in my life. But I'm like, you know what? Let's just do one for the old YouTube, because I noticed as I was looking up on how to do this, a lot of those videos are old. So this is definitely a dying art. And I'm really close to, I'm like 15 minutes from O'Hare Airport. There's every business known to man. There's even like a business over here that makes freaking pinballs. But the old school guys that knew how to do this stuff, they don't do it anymore. It's probably like they probably can't earn enough to mess with it from a customer's standpoint, because you probably, I mean, it's 2026, right? So you probably want to charge, with materials and everything, you probably want to charge at least $100 of your time for labor. And again, and not all of it's actually doing stuff. A lot of it's just like prepping, waiting for it to dry, you know, do it actually right. But I would have gladly paid somebody $100 to do it, provided that, you know, I purchased the parts for them to use. But you know how it is. Like some guys are like weird. They're like, we won't let you use parts. You have to use the parts that we supply. But then that's how they make money, right? Is they would order the foam surrounds or rubber surrounds from a company like Simply Speakers, and then they would upcharge that to like $50, and then maybe they charge you $80 in labor, you know, whatever their hourly rate is. But all in all, I just think it's cool that you can do this yourself. If you watch my video, just, you know, be careful. It's not a rush. Now, if all I did was this for a living, I probably could knock it out in 10 minutes, maybe faster. But every speaker is different. And again, I'll show you the bottom here. It's, you know, it's not pretty, but it's on there. And, you know, I'm not putting glue on the tweeters, so you'll never hear it. It's a low frequency 6x9 mid-range woofer, right? And a lot of times in the classic cars, especially the Chevys and stuff, or most of the older cars, they have 6x9 enclosures in the back. And that's, unless you want to put a bunch of speakers or woofers in your trunk, these guys can produce a lot of bass, but they can't produce bass if you have a destroyed surround. So anyways, that's the final product. And again, it's important to have a clean surface to work off of. Don't put it straight on wood. Don't put it straight on your workbench. I even have foam. So I just took some cardboard and used some old packing foam. So that way, when I am flipping this and moving it around, I'm not scraping off or putting any scratches on the plastic or on this bezel here. But typically these would get installed in an undermount installation. You could put them over mount, you know, like actually in where you're installing it, but typically in a car, these will be mounted from underneath. And these magnets are big, man. They definitely pack a punch. So again, I found these at a garage sale. I didn't know they were this expensive. So they are $18.99. Someone's charging for like new ones in the box. Hey, good for them. They're out of California. They got 3 pairs. Go ahead and spend $1,900 for a pair of 6x9s, which sounds pretty psychotic. But you guys that are into classic cars, this is a drop in the bucket. You know, if you spend, I think I'm going to ask like $12.99 for these. That's $1,299, which might seem expensive, but it's from 1986. It's 30 years old. These were the flagship 6x9s 30 years ago. And maybe I'll find someone that already has these in their car, in their classic car, that they spent way more than $1,300 for. And they just want the very best. Because having a classic car with a big engine and a big motor and a loud muffler and all that stuff, you need your tunes, man. And you don't want to go cheap on the tunes, because eventually, you know, the whole riding an automobile experience, especially a classic car, is having some tunes, man. And if you can't hear your tunes over your engine and your muffler and all your modifications, that really sucks. So I hope this video has helped you guys out. This is the very first time I've ever done an actual surround repair. But again, I do have a skill set that I learned at a very early age. Working at Circuit City when I turned 18. Day one, I turned 18. I went and got a job at Circuit City. Then I worked at United Audio Centers here outside the Fox Valley Mall in Aurora, Illinois. And I worked there for about 3 years until I got into my current full-time financial career. But I got certified on everything. I got to go to the factories. I met with, I had like specific Alpine training. And although I was not an installer, I had to sell this stuff. And part of selling this stuff is to also help people with basic installation questions and just knowing, you know, handling these things. So I've handled a lot of this stuff. Again, it was a long time ago, but it kind of like never leaves you. And it's just like basic science, right? It's like, you don't want to leave glue. You don't want to have you don't want to use metal tools when you're removing old glue, old foam. You want to basically treat the speaker the way as best you can when it was assembled at the factory. And as long as you treat stuff that way, especially this older stuff, it can be worth a lot of money, right? So I'll just kind of leave it at that. But you guys, I think, like, if you have any basic skill set or you just want to watch videos step by step, just don't use metal tools. Use plastic tools to remove the stuff. Take your time. It's okay to be slow. And once you're done, it's awesome. especially like if you guys are dealing with like an older driver, like an original manufactured driver, that even if you found one, that foam surround's going to be toast. Again, any type of foam like this that, you know, is over 20, 30 years old, it's going to be toast. The foam was not designed to last this long. So I just think it's cool that now this repair is complete. I'm going to update my listing on eBay from, I had it like $575. Like, someone wants these speakers, they want to do the 6x9 foam surround repair, knock yourself out. And but now I'm going to raise it because I basically more than double increase the value, because chances are someone that buys this, they don't want to repair it. They don't want to go and try and find a shop to repair it. They just want something that works. So we'll leave it at that. So hopefully you found this video helpful. And if you find speakers out there that have damaged foam surrounds and you look them up and they're vintage and they're worth a lot of money, hopefully you watch this video to learn how to repair the foam surround. You'll probably get it really, really cheap, because you'll be like, well, I'm only going to pay you $10 for it because it's completely smoked. But I think this will help to people that do reselling, that find stuff like this that you would normally blow off because it's damaged, or you might even find it in the garbage. Now you can repair these items, and these were very expensive back in 1986. Like, these are probably like $200 speakers in 1986. That's a lot, guys. 1986, $200 could get you a car. So these were not cheap. So it was definitely worth repairing. I hope you guys enjoy it. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to check out other videos, so I've done videos where I fix stuff around the house, like furnace, installing wiper blades, just basic stuff, nothing too crazy. But I like to share that wealth of knowledge with others, so you guys can make these repairs yourself. And again, very first time using this brand, Simply Speakers. I did watch their YouTube channel, but the main reason I bought it is because I do resell stuff on eBay for profit, and I had extra money to spend, and rather than use my actual cash out of my bank account to buy something or order from Amazon, I decided to buy that from eBay. And what I like about Simply Speakers is if your speaker is worth repairing, chances are they've already put the model number in there. So when you're searching the model number of your speaker, you'll probably see an ad, not an ad, but like an actual listing for the foam surround that will fit your speaker to repair. So I'll leave it at that, guys. Thanks for visiting. Stay healthy out there. Catch y'all on the next one.